Hi there. Ever wondered how photosynthesis and cellular respiration works? No? Well, too bad. Have my science project with cake and wonky drawings. First up, photosynthesis, aka plants conjuring up food for themselves. Well, not really. It's the half of a cycle that cellular respiration completes, but we're not there yet. So, if you don't know what photosynthesis is, it's the process of how plants make their own food. Like anything, it needs certain things to happen. These things are called reactants. The reactants are like ingredients to a cake. A cake would be the products or the things made. If you know how a cake works, you'll know that simply mixing ingredients together doesn't work. You have to bake it, right? The baking would be similar to sunlight in this case. Our ingredients for photosynthesis don't do anything on their own. A cake won't bake itself. It needs to be baked / given sunlight. I've said baked way too many times. Sunlight is our energy source for photosynthesis. Sunlight breaks down the molecules to reform them into products. Now, you might be wondering, what are the ingredients for photosynthesis then, if you've talked so much about it? Well, our cake has just been made of carbon dioxide and water this whole time. Now again, you might also be wondering, where does this happen? For baking, it's your kitchen. For photosynthesis, it's an organelle, basically a mini organ in a cell, called the chloroplast. It's why plants look green, and why we don't. We don't have chloroplasts, only plant cells have them. Want to see something cool? Here, look at this complicated formula, which is really just this, but back to the convoluted one. See these numbers on the reactant side? What do they add up to? Keep that number in mind. See these numbers over yonder, on the product side? What do they add up to? If you did your math correctly, they equal the same number. This is because of the law of conservation of matter, which states that matter cannot be created nor destroyed. Cool, right? So I haven't talked about how plants get their water and such, so here it is. Plant uptake is how plants absorb water through their roots to then be given to the chloroplasts, and transpiration is how water leaves leaves. Wait, what? Transpiration is a bit more complicated than that, so I'm going to get into that. On a leaf, there's these things called stomata, which are little valves that allow water to leave the plant. They also allow CO2 to enter. There's also guard cells, which I think take in oxygen. I kind of forgot that. Okie dokie, cellular respiration time. Cellular respiration happens in plant and animal cells. That's right, our cells breathe. Kidding. Similar to photosynthesis, we have reactants and products in cellular respiration. Our reactants are sugar, water, and oxygen. Sound familiar? No? Well, you see, it's the products of photosynthesis. Guess what our products of cellular respiration are? Carbon dioxide and water. What do you know? It's a never-ending cycle of doom. Cellular respiration occurs in the mitochondria and cytoplasm, and it makes energy too, called ATP energy. Usually, cellular respiration makes anywhere from 28 to 36 ATP energy. However, there's another form of cellular respiration that I have not considered. So, that whole thing we just talked about? Aerobic cellular respiration. There's another kind, called anaerobic cellular respiration. Have you ever done something really active and your limbs get sore? That's because your muscles aren't getting enough oxygen, so they can't do aerobic cellular respiration. They still need energy, so they make it without oxygen. Anaerobic. This produces much less ATP, being only 2, and produces lactic acid. This is what makes your limbs feel sore. Now you know how plant and animal cells function!